Hello guys, welcome to Easy Electrical. So in this previous lecture of DC machine, we will discuss about analysis of DC series machine and analysis of compound DC machine, or we can say that the analysis of long shunt generator and short shunt generator. Now in this lecture, we will discuss about the power balance in DC machine and the maximum power transfer condition for DC machine. Okay, so first of all, start with power balance equation. Power balance in DC machine. Okay, so in the DC machine we have two phenomena like a DC machine like a generator. This is the first, and the second one is it behave like a motor. Okay, so we have two different type of actions, the generator action and the motor action, and both are reversible. Now taking first is a generator action. Generator action. Okay, so in the generator action, first of all we will use a turbine to rotate the shaft. Okay, so first is turbine power is given to shaft power. Okay, now when we reduced our rotational losses from the shaft power, then we will get armature power. When we will reduce the rotational losses from the shaft power, when we will get armature power. Okay, now by the armature power, when we reduce copper losses of the DC machine, then we will get an electrical power at terminal. Okay, so this is the generator action, or we can say the power balance in DC machine. Now here the important point is the rotational losses. Okay, so here the rotational losses have three types. The first is friction and windage losses, which is denoted by PFW, friction and windage losses. Okay, then the second one is PHE, hysteresis and eddy current losses, hysteresis and eddy losses, which is denoted by PHE, hysteresis and eddy losses. And third one is stray losses. Okay, which is denoted by PSL, stray losses. Okay, so the rotational losses have contained three type of losses: the friction and windage losses, hysteresis and eddy current losses, and stray losses. Okay, the friction and windage losses actually find out at between the air gap. Okay, and the hysteresis and eddy current losses find in the in core. Okay, in the stator core and armature core. So now talking about the copper losses. Here the copper losses have a four type actually. So first is armature copper losses, and this is the first one. Second one is shunt field loss. If we have a shunt generator like. Third one is series field loss, and the fourth one is brush contact losses. Okay, so the copper losses have contained four type of losses: armature copper loss, shunt field losses, series field losses, or brush contact losses. So this is the our generator action in the power balance of DC machine. So when we see the reversal from the, actually we have two parts, like this is the left and right. Okay, when we move from left to right, then we have a generator action. Okay, so and the reversely for the motor action, we will move from right to left. This is the left side of this diagram and the right side of this diagram. And when we move from right to left, then we will get a motor action. Okay, because in the DC machine, generator and motor have a same characteristics. Okay, when we insert the supply in a DC machine, actually DC generator, then it will behave like a motor, and when we extract the supply from the DC motor, then it will behave like a generator. Okay, so this is the motor action. Now the rotational losses, P rotational, power of rotational losses is equal to the PFW friction and windage losses plus PHE hysteresis and eddy current losses and the PSL stray losses. Okay, and the power of copper losses is equal to PA, actually IA square RA armature losses plus I square FRF shunt field losses plus I SE square ISE RSE is series field losses, actually this is RSE plus VBD IA brush cut losses. Okay, so this is the rotational losses and this is copper losses in the DC machine. This is the important. So for the we will solve the numerical problem, then we will use this power balancing generator. Okay, now talking about the maximum power condition in DC machine. Okay, so here for the maximum power condition, we will take an example for the separately excited generator. In the next page, we will discuss the next topic is condition for maximum power transfer. Condition for maximum power transfer in DC machine. Okay, so here we will find a condition that will is the maximum power transfer in DC machine. Okay, so for understand this condition, we will take an example of separately excited DC generator. Separately excited DC generator. Okay, so in the separately excited DC generator, first of all, we will draw a diagram, equivalent diagram of separately excited DC generator. So in this separately excited DC generator, we know the field winding is separately from the armature. So the first of we will draw the armature, like this is the armature resistance and this is our armature, and here the field winding which is separately excited by a voltage source or a current source. Here the current flow is IF, field current in the windings. Here we have a terminal voltage VT. This is the brushes location of our armature and the induced EMF EA, and this is our armature resistance RA, and in the case of generator, the current IA armature current is extract from the armature, which is converted into the IL load current. Okay, so this is our equivalent diagram of separately excited DC generator. Now the P output power is equal to the load terminal, and this is our load current VL, actually VT IL. Okay, now when we apply the KVL here, then we will get the Vt, value of Vt is actually the generated EMF EA minus IARA drop is equal to Vt, terminal voltage. Now we will put up the Vt voltage here. Okay, then this is the equation is IL EA minus IARA, and IL is equal to the load current is equal to IA. Then we will here the IAEA minus IA square RA. This is our Vt, actually P power, P output. Okay, now for the maximum power transfer condition, for the maximum power transfer condition, in any case when we find the maximum thing, then we will differentiate this equation with one variable. Okay, so here we will find the maximum power transfer condition, then we will differentiate the output power with a variable, and here the variable is IA, armature current. Now differentiate this equation number 1 with respect to armature current, then we will get dP output upon dA IA is equal to 0. Then here we will get like IA, the differentiation of IAEA is EA minus IA square differentiation is 2IARA. Then here, from here we will get the value of IA is equal to EA upon 2RA. So this is the condition for the maximum power transfer condition. Now in the term of voltage, then we will put up this equation, actually value of IA here in this equation. Okay, so when the Vt is EA minus IARA, then EA minus the value of IA is EA upon 2RA into RA, cancel out with the R to RA, then EA by 2 is Vt. So here we can see that the terminal voltage is exactly half to the generated voltage. Okay, or we can say that the generated voltage is 2 times of terminal voltage. Then at this condition we will get a maximum power transfer in the DC machine. Okay, is it clear? Now check the efficiency of the machine at this condition. Okay, now checking the efficiency is neta percentage is equal to the P output power upon P input power into the 100. Okay, this is our percentage efficiency. Now here the P output is VTIL IA. Now the input power is EAIA, IA and cancel out. Then the value of Vt is EA by 2, and upon EA and EA are cancel out. Then we have an, actually there's a 100 multiply with 100, then we will get a 50%. It means here at this condition of maximum power transfer, we have a 50% efficiency of that machine. This is not enough for our daily uses. Okay, because we want the efficiency of a DC machine is approximately 85 to 95%. But here at this maximum power transfer condition, we have only that condition is 50%. So this is not enough for our daily uses, and or we can say that the industry purpose. Now taking the example of like this is the separately excited DC generator, and I'll say that the generator and motor are equally. Okay, so by the taking the example of motor, and we clear that phenomena that how the DC generator and motor efficiency and maximum power condition is equal in the both of cases. Okay, so take an example of the second one is the example we will taking here, the separately excited DC motor. Separately excited DC motor. Okay, so in this condition we have a DC excited motor, separately excited DC motor. This is our actually field winding like this, and here this is our armature resistance and armature like this. Okay, so this is our separately excited DC motor. Now the separately excited winding, which is excited by voltage source, either a current source, and the current flow is IF field current. Here this is the brushes location of this machine. This is our armature, and the here generated EMF is back EMF, BAEB. This is our armature resistance RA, and here current is inserted, right, load current, and which is converted into the armature current. Here the terminal voltage is VT. Okay, in the case of DC excited generator, the terminal voltage is less than generated voltage, but in the case of separately excited DC motor, the terminal voltage is greater than the induced EMF, or we can say that the back EMF in this machine. Okay, now talking about the power output, P output. The equation of the P output is here actually EBIA. Okay, the value of back EMF is, when we will apply a KVL here, then we will get the EB is equal to the terminal voltage minus IARA drop. Okay, now put up the value of back EMF is here, then we will get like VT minus IARA multiply with IA. Okay, now multiply the IA in the inner part, in the VT IA minus IA square RA. This is equal to P output actually of that DC machine, DC motor. Okay, now for the maximum power transfer condition, for the maximum power transfer condition, we will differentiate this equation with respect to armature current, because we have a variable of armature current. Okay, so this is the equation which is differentiate dP output with respect to armature current is equal to 0. Then we will get differentiation of VTIA is VT, and minus the differentiation of IA square is 2IA and RA. From here we will get a value of IA is VT upon 2RA. Okay, is it right? Now in the term of voltages, we will put up the value of IA is here. Okay, then we will get the back EMF value is VT minus VT 2RA into RA, which is the back EMF value is VT by 2. So in the case of motor, when the back EMF is equal to the exactly half of the terminal voltage, or we can say that the terminal voltage when is double amount with the back EMF. So at this condition, when we check the efficiency of this motor, the percentage efficiency, percentage neta, is equal to P output upon P input into 100. Okay, so the P output is actually EBIA, the input is VTIA. IA and IA cancel out and into the 100. The value of EB, the value of EB is equal to VT by 2 upon VT. The VT and VT cancel out it, then we have a value of 50%, which is exactly same in the DC separately excited generator. So in the case of motor, either in the case of generator, we have a same efficiency 50% at the maximum power transfer condition in the DC machine. Okay, so I say previously the motor and generator is no difference. When we apply the supply to the generator, it will work like a motor, and when we extract the supply with the motor, it will behave like a generator. So this is the condition for the maximum power transfer in the DC machine. So guys, I hope you understand it very well. So we will meet in the next lecture with the armature reaction. What is the armature reaction and the effect of the armature reaction on DC machine. Okay, so we will meet in the next lecture guys. If you like this video, please subscribe our channel, support us. Thank you so much.